So lying liar Lauren Boebert lied again, and it's too funny not to talk about. Intrigued? Then click that like and subscribe, and enjoy the video. All right, folks, brace yourselves, because I regret to report that Lauren Boebert, the Republican congresswoman, the MAGA cultist, the member of the Freedom Caucus, has lied again. I want to give you a second to collect yourselves from up off the floor. No doubt you needed it. And of course, I'm being facetious. It was almost predetermined that Lauren Boebert, given everything I just described, being a Republican congresswoman, being a MAGA cultist, being a member of the Freedom Caucus, she was almost preordained to lie. Like, again, right? Just like her master, Donald Trump. Now, the reason we're talking about this is because it's one of the funnier lies, like the story here in particular, because like Donald Trump, she tells the dumbest lies, like they're not particularly sophisticated, they're not particularly well supported. She's certainly an active liar. She's certainly a prolific liar, but she's not a particularly skilled liar. The Republican Party has really lost its way in this respect. So I want to play 3 clips because we got to turn the clock back to the time of the debt ceiling negotiation between President Biden and congressional Republicans. And you may recall that eventually they made an agreement, a piece of legislation called the Fiscal Responsibility Act, in which, whether you like it or not, even though President Biden made some concessions, he unquestionably got the better of the deal compared to Kevin McCarthy. And that was so unquestioned that many Republicans were just publicly furious with McCarthy for agreeing to a deal which gave President Biden a political victory. So this is the first clip that Lauren Boebert issued in response to this deal between McCarthy and President Biden. Let's hear it from her.
No excuses. I was ticked off. They wouldn't let me do my job, so I didn't take the vote. Once again, Washington's power machine shoved a multi-trillion-dollar bill down our throats, refused to allow debate or amendments, disregarded everything we fought for in January to actually allow representatives to do their jobs. And instead, they served us up a crap sandwich. Call it a no-show protest. But I certainly let every one of my colleagues and the country know I was against this garbage of a bill.
So there you have it, folks. I mean, she said she took a principled stance. She didn't show up to vote. It was on purpose. It was a no-show protest, a no-vote protest. All right, fair enough. Except the reality is a bit different, as the subsequent clip proves. See if you can spot Lauren Boebert.
They just closed it. They closed it? Yeah.
So that video was taken the day of the vote, at the time of the vote. Lauren Boebert was late. She was running in to try to vote or to protest or to do something, but certainly she was attempting to make her voice known, her presence known, and she didn't make it in time. So that clip came out after the first clip. She lied about her no-show protest. She tried to make it in to vote or to protest and was just late. So now she has done another video because, I mean, it was embarrassing enough when this story broke. She could have just left it alone. But here we are about a month later, and she still can't shut up about it. So let's hear it again from Lauren Boebert.
When this bill came up for a vote, I've been fighting my party tooth and nail, and they brought it under a closed rule, not allowing us to offer amendments on the House floor to this piece of legislation. This is something that troubled me, frustrated me, to the point where I had determined I wasn't even going to take the vote. Why am I here? I can go back home if they are not even going to allow me to do my job. I had second thoughts, thought about going and taking the vote, missed the vote, shucks. But it passed. And this is the deal that you...
So know how the story changes. So the story changed where, listen, I was going to show up, or I was not going to show up at a protest. I was not going to show up. I was not going to vote as a sign of protest to Republicans and Democrats. But then I had second thoughts, and I wanted to go, but I missed the vote. Now, I didn't mention that the first time, and I certainly ran suggesting that it wasn't reluctant, right? She ran as though she really, really, really wanted to be there. That was not the run or the rush of person with second thoughts. But know how she's trying to spin it now that she's been caught in a lie. So it's hilarious to see. This woman is clearly not principled. And again, as far as lies go, this is relatively minor stuff. I just want to point out that this is part of the problem with the GOP. It's bad enough when they lie about major stuff, right? But it's also complicatedly bad when you lie about small stuff. Same thing with Trump, right? Trump lied about things big and small, but it was kind of extra weird when he would lie about the size of his inauguration crowd compared to President Obama's, because who cares? Like, of all the things to lie about, no, there aren't that many consequences to it, but why bother? Why? And same thing with Lauren Boebert and other MAGA cultists. Like, lying is bad, but if you're gonna lie, shouldn't it be about things that matter, right? Where you have a vested interest, like in lying. Like, if you're gonna lie, aren't you gonna do it pragmatically as a politician? Why lie about this stupid stuff? She should have just let it go, but she didn't, because she can't, because she's a compulsive liar, and so she is desperate, like Donald Trump, to spin things in her favor. But I doubt it's gonna work.